Hi there, welcome back to the Great Collection Unboxing. This is box number 37, and it is a case of Peter Stone horses, model horses for real horse people. This is a big box. It says hold for guest Paul and Sandy Cord at the Marriott Griffin Gate, Lexington, Kentucky. So these may be some special runs from Breyer Fest. We'll find out now, won't we? This will be a big box to open. Oh, how nice. They're all labeled. Very considerate. So let's start. These are not Breyer Fest special runs. These are Jamboree special runs. My first one, it says Pain in the Brass. Just in a standard generic Peter Stone tack box. These are very cool boxes. They're very sturdy, which is nice. So this is Pain in the Brass. Pain in the Brass was a Jamboree special run horse from, how nice, he has his card. Good for one, Pain in the Brass. Bay National Show Horse Stallion. Redeemable June 23rd and 24th at the West Coast Model Horse Collectors Jamboree in Fairplex, Pomona, California. I can't talk today. We'll see if I can do it. Ticket number 97, and it comes with a cool little Pain in the Brass, two-time national champion halter stallion. He has pedigree, he has motion, and he has attitude. So this horse and the next one were actually at the Jamboree that year in 2000. He is not signed, but he is the original mold, just a very nice, well-painted bay, original Arabian Peter Stone stallion. We'll see if I can talk this time, good Lord. So he has the original tail touching his back hock, and he is got his head turned with the original, no customization. This was basically before Peter Stone started to do the model customizations. And so a nice horse, very pretty. I remember when they brought the horses to the Jamboree, it was very fun to actually meet the horses. This is labeled Pain in the Brass, also in a generic Peter Stone tack box. Well packed with lots of bubble wrap, with a year 2000 catalog. This guy, if I remember right, was a bright chestnut. He is very well wrapped. Alright, there we go. Two Fire is a liver chestnut Arabian stallion. Has the same information as the previous card. This one's number 0088. If I remember right, they made about 500 of each of these models-ish. That was kind of a standard run size back then. Again, on the original Arabian stallion mold. Nicely painted. Has some white socks and a white blaze. And just a really nice, original, old-fashioned Breyer or Peter Stone. Ay, Dios mío, right? All right. Let's see what I can do. This one's called Black Frost. So I think Black Frost was the name of a series of colors that Peter Stone did back in the late 90s, early 2000s. It's a very cool color. So this, I think they did this color on a bunch of different molds. This is the Ideal Quarter Horse, sculpted by Carol Williams. This was when they started doing a little bit of mold change. So you could have the Ideal Quarter Horse with the short mane or the long mane, the short tail or the long tail. So this is the long mane, long tail version. And this Black Frost is very cool color. It's kind of a resist dappling where they applied something and then they applied a color over the top of it, where you get that very frosty looking with the black points and the black mane and tail. If I remember right, they did a series of these Black Frost horses, so none of the rest of them say Black Frost, so this is just If I remember right, again, it was in the neighborhood. I think these were smaller runs. These were only a couple hundred a piece. But it's been a day or two, like I said. So I could be a little wrong. This is one, his box is labeled Tiger Eye. So Peter Stone started doing these Precious Stone series horses, where they would paint them to look like precious stones. And if I remember right, Tiger Eye was the first of these precious stones. And so he's painted to look like a tiger eye stone. This is the original Arabian Stallion mold, painted to look like a tiger eye stone. And I think they sold them mainly at like the Peter Stone breakfasts. And if I remember right, you actually got a stone with them, but this guy didn't have a stone in his box. I think a couple weeks ago I opened one that had something in his box, which was fun, like turquoise or something. So I think this is one of the original ones. So this would have been late 90s, no signature, no dating, and nothing on the box. But very pretty. They did a really nice job of looking like the actual stone that they were trying to paint after. So a nice horse. This one just says number 9744 Seal Bay Shire. So this one might be an extremely rare and elusive regular run. We joke, but most Peter Stones are special runs, so the regular runs are definitely less common. Probably from that same era, no markings, nothing on his tack box, but it's the trotting Shire stallion in a really nice shaded bay with lots of fancy work on his mane, bobs, and tail. It's blue and red and gold with the gold on the bow. And then he's got really fancy white markings on his hooves and down at his fetlock. So they did quite a bit of work on this guy. He's really pretty. I think he was probably a regular run. He has starting to have a little bit of tarnishing. Gold tends to tarnish, and he's starting to have a little tarnishing, but other than that, he's in beautiful condition. And then our last horse of this box is labeled 9748 Snelson Noah, the Black Shire. Again, that number makes me think that it's a regular run. And this is the Trotting Shire mold in black with very high whites. And he has a little bit of white on his belly. So, and he's also got a lot of fancy work in his mane and tail with yellow and white bobs and ribbons. Since I took one of these things and threw them on the ground, let's see if any of these guys show up in here. So this is the year 2000 catalog, and we have, oh, here we go. So he was a regular run, number 9748 Snelson Noah. He was new in the year 2000. He is a Black Shire. He was born in Snelson, I'm going to butcher this, Snelson, Chelford, Macclesfield, United Kingdom. He was imported as a yearling in 1998, so that's cool. And that Seal Bay Shire was a regular run, new in the year 2000. And I don't see any of the other guys in here. I think the Precious Stones and the other two were special runs, so they wouldn't show up in the regular catalog. But that was a fun box. Blast from the past, a lot of vintage, and some of the origins of the Peter Stone Company. A little different than they look today, regular runs, but still very nicely painted. So hope you enjoyed. We'll see what we find next week. Thanks.